Just want to give you an update with where Horde Mode Magic and Hoarding Time is going. We currently have had a lot of great responses. We've got some wonderful feedback. Thank you to everyone that's been playing Horde Mode Magic at LGSs with the family. It's going really well. To enable people to talk more directly about Horde Mode Magic, we have set up a Discord, and I have linked that on the main page for Horde Mode. So if you go to the Hoarding Time channel and go to the main page, you'll be able to find the link to the Discord there. I'm also going to include it in the description of this video. So please head to the Discord and start talking. Let me know what channels we need to set up. I've got just some basic ones about rules and about hordes that you're setting up, so you can share links to those so that everyone can sort of begin collaborating on building out the tons of hordes that you can have. I mean, there's hundreds of different creatures, and there's a lot of different ways to approach hordes. Speaking of that, right now, my plans for specific hordes, I'm going down the list right here that I've written. The next hordes that we're going to work on is going to be slivers and goblins, it looks like, and ooze. Not in that order, necessarily. I need to look at my track. But there's the slivers and oozes I've already set up. Actually, slivers and goblins I've already set up. The oozes I still need to go through and review, but interestingly enough, with the Thanksgiving horde, I've already gotten a fairly good idea of sort of how to approach oozes as I was working on including an ooze in the Thanksgiving horde. So if you go and watch that video, you'll see where the ooze is used. Other than that, I've been doing a lot of testing of different horde, different decks, specifically commander decks, and I have found that Voltron right now is really strong against hordes, whereas going wide, at least for the way that I play, doesn't seem to work very well. However, I'd like to discuss that in more detail in the on the Discord, see what you've been experiencing, what hordes have been, what decks have been working for you. I'm currently primarily focused on Commander right now, but at some point I'd be interested to see if anyone is using different horde or different deck types, such as Standard or the like, to play against the horde. It should functionally work. I would like to at some point do a draft and play against the horde with decks from a draft. I've talked to some people about maybe drafting some foundations, so that's something that I've been thinking about. We'll see if that happens. Other than that, let's see. I'm still looking at how to record gameplay. The current setup that I have, I've got the green screen behind me, and I have a low ceiling, but I only have one camera, and I'm not sure how to do. I want the gameplay to look good. I want it to be command zone quality, which I know is a lot of work, but I'll be slowly but surely figuring that out. I'm not a video guy necessarily from making videos, but it is something that I'd like to work on and to improve. So hopefully we'll get that going, and it will be something that you'll be able to witness here soon enough. I might try and do Moxfield type gameplay, but I'm not sure if that's something that people would be interested in. If you'd like to see, for example, in the previous update video, I did a little bit of Moxfield play. If you'd like me to play that up a little bit more, I'd like it to be entertaining. That was more me just going through and figuring out how things work in the Moxfield and testing out the Raccoon Horde. But if you'd like to see more of that kind of gameplay and me play through an actual full game with that, narrated and all, I can get that set up. It would be a little bit of work to move some computers around the house because I am currently in a back room that works quite well, but it is definitely something that I'm learning as I go. Going forward, I'm going to try and get at least one more horde out, maybe two more hordes out before the end of the year. And in 2025, once again, I do plan on trying to get some gameplay out. I have a few people that I know that are excited to participate in that, and a few people that I'm still trying to convince to participate. We'll see if that happens. Additionally, I plan on doing some set reviews specifically. I was thinking about doing it for Foundations, but I'm still figuring out the format that I want with that. That takes a fair amount of prep, and between work and my family, I do keep fairly busy beyond just this, but this is a pretty fun hobby, and so I'm enjoying all the responses I'm getting. So I definitely want to get you guys some set reviews that'll focus less on things that you would find on, there's plenty of good people out there doing set reviews and deck reviews. So this will be mostly focused on, hey, here's some hordes you can build, and maybe picking one or two cards where I'm like, this would be good for your deck to fight against the horde, or hey, maybe don't use these against the horde because they will probably just straight up break it, depending on that. So those will be sort of the things that I'll focus on. It'll probably be maybe the top 10 cards or some overarching. And I might do longer podcasty episodes, maybe aim for like a half hour to an hour. What I'd really like is, if I do that longer, I want to bring someone in to actually talk to, because just talking straight to you in the camera is great, but it is nice to have someone who can fill sort of space when you run out of things to say, or to just play off of you. And I've enjoyed podcasting in the past. If you want to look at some of my older stuff, you can always look up Relics of War and check that out for Guild Wars 2. But it's been a long time since I've done that. Additionally, I'll probably do some pre-con reviews, just as far as testing them out and seeing how they play in Horde mode. I've been doing that I've been doing a lot of testing actually against the Lost Caverns of Ixalan precons, and it is interesting to see the differences in how each of them plays against the Horde. For example, the Merfolk one is very strong against the Horde, I've found, especially if you can keep the Horde from killing you right away, whereas the Vampire one seemed weaker. However, I've been primarily focusing on single-player Horde testing, and I think what I need to do is start running 2 decks at a time and seeing how multiplayer Horde testing works, and seeing if that changes things up. So I'll be experimenting with that as well. But beyond that, that's kind of where we're at Hording time. So please let me know if you've had any new deck, any new hordes that you've built, any decks that you've particularly found, or deck archetypes that you've found are either very effective or very weak against the Horde. And head on over to the Discord. Let us know what you've been doing, and link your hordes, link your decks that you use to fight the Horde, and I look forward to hearing from you. Hold the line, Planeswalkers.